What it do, y'all? We back with another episode of Wrestling with Xotics. It's your boy, the franchise kid, franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
Get that either feature water. You know what it is.
And we're gonna break down some news for y'all like we do regularly. So let's get right into it, man. First topic I got for y'all is the new titles being debuted to Asuka and Rhea Ripley. How do you feel about these new belts for them, bro?
Honestly, bro, I kind of like Rhea's belt a little bit more. Seeing the championship switch up makes me feel like we're getting completely out of this color division, and I'm so hyped. I can't tell you how gratifying it is to see Rhea have this world championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as Asuka goes, it's cool seeing her get a prestigious belt because she's been long overdue. But I feel like this could light a fire under the women's division's ass. Like, okay, these are new belts. We want to see some new main events. You know what I mean? What do you think about it?
I'll start by saying it's great for Rhea. Rhea definitely deserves it. I mean, she's dominated the entire women's division over and over and over. So shout out to Rhea, she deserves that. But as far as Asuka does not deserve that shit at all, bro. How the fuck does Asuka get a new belt after just beating Bianca Belair? Like, she didn't just get done up a few months prior to this. Like, that was extremely disrespectful to Bianca Belair, in my opinion. Because it's like her 420-day reign didn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? If you guys are going to give the women a new belt, then you should have gave Bianca a new belt right after WrestleMania.
I see what you're saying, because it would have been more so impactful, like reward for holding down, showcasing the immortals.
420 days. What has Asuka done the last 420 days?
Linger. Half the time she wasn't on TV. She had to be repackaged, like, because it's 420 days over a year. So she only came back this past Royal Rumble, and then 6 months prior to that, she got written off screen because she was just being Bianca's lackey, teaming up with Alexa Bliss.
Exactly. And then when she finally wanted to come and get the title from Bianca, what happened to her the first round? She got done up. Okay? So that's what I mean. Bianca deserved that way more than Asuka. You know what I mean? Asuka could have just took that belt from her recently. You know what I mean?
100%.
I think that would have been way better than just giving Asuka this belt out of the blue. I thought that was extremely disrespectful to Bianca's reign and everything that she did. Bianca trailblazed throughout that entire reign. So that should have been her just due. And I do feel where she's coming from of why she's pissed off that she didn't get her number one contenders match right away and Charlotte did. But I'm happy that Bianca didn't get it right away because they're not about to just have Asuka lose that belt right away and give it right back to you.
Also,
you
I'm
know
glad
what I mean?
because I'm hoping that I might get to see this Bianca Belair a heel turn on the main roster, and
yes,
that
bro,
would be
I'm excited for that as well.
Best for business, honestly, because it would turn it up, and you can see her going against Becky and the roles reversing, and her holding Becky and doing what it. Because Becky, she didn't need to cheat to beat Becky ever. Imagine Bianca; she would never lose nothing. She'd be on a win regardless mentality, and that would spark the women's division even more because she's already EST when she's providing wholesome content, clean victories. Now EST is like, I'm the greatest cheater ever, and I can do whatever I want. You can't beat me up because I'm just gonna beat you up.
Yeah, Bianca just has to understand that this is the best thing for her, honestly, because Charlotte is for sure going to take the first L against Asuka. And honestly, I hope that Bianca's number one contenders match gets pushed back even further and Asuka goes against more people before she goes against Bianca Belair. Because I already know for a fact if Bianca goes against Asuka too early, Bianca's going down and to the very back of the line. So that's not what I'm trying to see right now. So hopefully, that happens and they just push her shit all the way back.
We gotta mention Money in the Bank, bro. It's coming up. The next premium live event for WWE, July 1st, the O2 Arena, London, England. The match is all set, man. We got LA Knight, we got Butch, also known as Pete Dunne. We have Damian Priest, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, and was one more person I'm missing. Oh, Escobar, Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
He's forgettable. Honestly, bro, it's looking like LA Knight, man. Just looking like everything's paved the way, my dog, bro. And I'm just so excited. I need to come through. But one thing though that I'm just nervous about, and I don't want to see him added to this match, is Logan Paul. Because no, Logan Paul, you are a great wrestler. I hope that you do come back, but not for this, because I've been hearing. Because they also mentioned that he's gonna be on Raw next week, and I look forward to that. But I hopefully it is a prelude to someone fucking with him, and that he can go mess up their match. That's not in the Money in the Bank.
I feel like there used to be 8 competitors in this match at one point.
Yeah, well, the original format was 6, and then once it started graduating, I would say to the pay-per-view standpoint, they like but solely just Money in the Bank itself start adding in more people. Because I want to say the last one they had at WrestleMania was 2010. That was at WrestleMania 26, and Jack Swagger won that one. I want to say there was like 7 people.
Man, I'm looking at this 2018 Money in the Bank match that they had, and they had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in this match. Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, The Miz, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and all the members of the New Day.
Insane.
Right. So I'm like, yo, that's what used to make this match turn, though. I feel like they need to add way more competitors. So hell yeah, Logan Paul, let's do it, because I want to see him go for a belt too, and that would be the perfect thing. But I don't like how they just recently mentioned that when you grab that briefcase, you can go for any belt that you want now, and that includes the United States belt, the Intercontinental Championship, and the North American Championship. And I'm just like, bro, that should not be allowed. When you get that Money in the Bank, that should just be solely for world titles.
That's their superstardom.
And it's understandable why they did it for Austin Theory, but that should be the last time they allow some shit like that to ever happen, bro.
That off that alone is why I cannot fuck with him as like being a future world champion. Like he set a ass backward prestige
Man,
precedent.
if you could go with Baron Corbin, you could rock with him.
I can't rock with Baron Corbin like that no more, bro. He
Tarnished it.
He tarnished with NXT. You know I don't support that. Finn is a rare breed. Dolph doing that shit diminished that shit. That's why Braun had to bring me back and say, "Give me that shit. I don't even know why I signed up for you beating me. You are washed." No. So it's completely different. Finn is a rarity. Because Kevin Owens even made feature like throwback, go to NXT, compete in War Games match. I don't feel like he diminished himself. He's showing you like I'm gonna pay homage to me even coming to NXT, having to go through that process to be in WWE. But I feel like with Baron, it's kind of like he's grasping at straws now because he needs to come back to relevance. That's what I see a lot of people do. Finn low-key just needed he needed to be around some people, rest his style. And it was perfect because it was Adam Cole, the rest of the Undisputed Era, Keith Lee's. So he was having high-quality competition. A lot of these niggas going back to NXT, and he's not going to beat Carmelo. And he beat Trick, and I don't even think he should have beat Trick. I feel like that was forced to make
No, that was cool. That makes sense, bro. Baron Corbin is a veteran compared to Trick, and Trick don't wrestle like that. He just really be outside talking shit. Even though he built for it, but he not like that for real. So that was cool for Baron Corbin. That's what you were supposed to do. Because if you would have lost the Trick, trust me,
you the Trick.
You the Trick. Yeah. You the Trick.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not completely.
But this is just building up for Carmelo.
I just also want Baron to do good because he did beat Kurt in his last match. So I'm like, bro, you have to live up to something. It can't be nothing. But I digress. Overall, though, this Logan Paul shit and cashing in for anything that's less than a world championship doesn't make no sense because the Money in the Bank is supposed to create a new star. because the WWE has no problem.
That'd be perfect, bro. He fits the mold. He can wrestle.
No, he can wrestle, dog, but he's a part timer. We can't reward a part timer with the money in the bank.
But he's only a part timer because WWE ain't offering him that full time contract.
I don't want him to offer him full time.
Why not?
He's not gonna be devoted.
What's your beef with Logan Paul?
There's no beef, bro. He clearly doesn't want one. He has to. He's on a contract where he has to renew it to test out the feelers because he's a part timer, bro. That's why I feel like he can't get this.
Or maybe he part time because they ain't got nothing for him right now. They don't want to just put him in something bogus or just waste him on something lame.
My point is,
notice how every time we've seen Logan Paul, it's been a superstardom moment, big moment.
That's what I'm saying.
That's also what I'm saying. They're not about to just waste him on nothing. They want to have something lined up for him. So maybe they just ain't got the. And at the same time, look at all of these changes that we've been having on these rosters lately. You know what I mean? Like, it would just make perfect sense. I mean, you guys want a new star so bad. He's definitely better than LA Knight. And I mean, come on, bro. Like, I feel like he's better than LA Knight. But everybody else, I don't know. I mean, Santos, he's better than Santos for sure. He's not better than Ricochet or Shinsuke.
They painted it like he was equal to Ricochet.
So he might be just as good as Damian Priest, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why this is a slippery slope. Because I would much rather LA Knight win this than he would.
Bro, but him winning this shit and then going against Seth Rollins for that bitch, taking it from Seth Rollins after they've already had that feud. You wouldn't want to see that? That shit'll be lit, bro. You gotta get that back because you know Seth stomped his shit out.
If Seth ever co-signed up on that, he'd be the biggest dumbass ever. I would never think that he should even fathom that shit. And that's why he should even... Bro, you joked around doing the part-timers. You did him enough favor by having a legible match with him. Bro, Roman didn't even... Like, Roman sold for him, but Seth was taking knockout punches. Seth was getting embarrassed for this shit. Roman cut a whole random promo. No one can touch my butt. I'm head and shoulders above all of you. You better cut this shit out. This is my camera. I'm like, yeah, Seth, you ain't never cut a promo. Seth, give me the energy of, I'm just glad to be here.
With that being said, bro, who do you got winning this match?
I got LA Knight winning it. And honestly, this is what I was trying to, my point was, I'd much rather LA Knight win it and just be them over Ricochet than Ricochet be in the match. And then he's not even mentioned to win it over fucking somebody he had to put over in a spot he was equal to. No. Ricochet is a veteran, even though he's very young. He's very skilled in the ring. And if they're not going to put him over because of whatever reason, because he's a solid company dude, LA Knight is a perfect person because he's going to be loyal to the actual industry of wrestling no matter what.
Who's your backup guy?
The backup guy, it has to be Shinsuke, bro. Like, Shinsuke is just like what else? The only thing is why I don't want him to do it because they already showed me that what they will do with Shinsuke. They'll give him an accolade that's like you winning something, like a Royal Rumble. But the Royal Rumble, like a Money in the Bank, is not necessarily an accolade because it doesn't necessarily mean you will be a champion. It means you have the chance to win that. And that is something that I feel like they trick people with. Like, certain people have those accolades. Like, that's why you use Bergen Corbin against me. Like, I remember he's a Money in the Bank winner. But you don't translate that to world champion. You're like, he ain't never won the world title. And then they be trying, but they notice the commentators, oh, he's a former Money in the Bank. I'm like, nigga, stop saying that if they don't cash that shit in. It just
he won it. He had to win the match, though.
If they don't win the title,
that just means that he had, experience going through the match.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it from this point. Like, don't even be on that shit. We need LA Knight to win this shit, and then he's gonna be cooler than Austin Theory because he's gonna cut his little real promo. It's gonna be funny, and I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna be like, all right, is he really gonna cash this shit in? It's gonna really leave you gonna really be watching every week. Like, is he gonna do this shit?
Yeah, bro.
I want that kind of suspense. Like, that's some funny shit. Like,
I want him to get very close and just not get it. I want Ricochet to throw that nigga off the ladder so that way I can laugh and be like, yeah. Get the fuck out of here with all of that. Bro, you held the TNA world title once. You held a few belts in TNA. You was the man over there.
All I gotta say,
but over here, you're a goof, and I just don't need you as a world champion right now. and I'd much rather see somebody who's been a workhorse of this company for a very long time, and that's Ricochet. He's been holding it down on NXT and over here on the main roster, winning belts and furthermore. So I feel like nobody else in this match deserves it more than Ricochet for everything that he's been through and everything that he's done. My backup dude, I would have to agree with you, bro. I got Shinsuke Nakamura. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind Butch winning this shit because that could take him back to being Pete Dunne and actually on some real shit. Like, I'm cool with you being in the Brawling Brutes, but I'm not cool with you acting like a goofy. Like, that's not it, especially when I know the real Pete Dunne. The real Pete Dunne would slap the piss out of this Pete Dunne. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know we don't. You know. You act like a retarded pit bull. So it's like, no, we not having that shit no more. So hopefully, like, if he does win this, this would be like a whole new, like, career-altering thing for him. You know what I mean? And he can get right again. Damian Priest winning this would also be very beneficial to him, and he's already got his chance against Seth Rollins. So it shows that they got some type of faith in his ass, you know what I mean? So I could see him also being a plot twist and him winning this shit. And now you got a Money in the Bank winner in the Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Champion. And if you guys aren't going to break the group up, then, you know, now the group is starting to look better when you decorate it like that.
Sounds like you got a lot of optimism with everybody but LA Knight, man.
Bro, I just ain't got no faith in bro because the last match we seen him in, he was getting beat up by Bray Wyatt and running for his life from Bray Wyatt and his uncle. And Bray Wyatt's freaky ass uncle Swanton bombed him through a bunch of tables and shit. That was LA Knight's biggest moment in his WWE career so far. And I'm supposed to expect him to climb a ladder, which we've never seen him do before until that other day on SmackDown.
He did it efficiently.
Bro, that's the first time you ever seen LA Knight climb a ladder. And he looked like the dad from Home Improvements while doing it. It just looked like you're not supposed to be on this ladder, sir. Okay? That's what he looked like. So I'm going to go with more experience in this match, and that's with Ricochet. Ricochet's got immense ladder experience. He know how to maneuver. You know how to get highlights. We're going to go with that.
Highlight of the night.
Yes, sir.
Not the winner, though.
Shit.
Hey, you know.
He got more belts than LA Knight do.
That's
in
cool.
WWE.
That's cool.
He's already a world champ.
He's forgetting one thing, though.
What?
Whose game is it?
Ricochet's.
LA Knight. Whose game is it? He's cutting promos on Selena. He's getting more promo by the moment.
Bro, don't sit here and flex these promos because he's literally going after people that ain't on shit.
And they
that aren't doing shit. No, they're minding their own business. Xavier Woods, for prime example. Xavier Woods minding his own business. Playing fucking video games. LA Knight come out the blue talking shit.
Nerd.
You nigger. You over here playing video games and shit. And that's what let him get beat up twice. That's why he got beat up twice. He just lost to Xavier Woods 2 times in a row, and I'm supposed to expect this man to climb a ladder and win Money in the Bank? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
People change. Times change.
Bro, that quick? That's insane. That's insane.
Sometimes
come on now. I know this is sports entertainment, but come on now.
Where's Xavier right now? Last time you seen him?
Not too long ago. Xavier got a whole lot of endeavors going on television, bro. He be on TV shows.
On TV.
He be on game shows. He be getting that money, bro. He a company dude, bro. He on the cereal boxes. I go to Walmart, nigga on the cereal. Niggas still got the bootios out, pause, but it's out there for niggas to eat, pause. Like, what? LA Knight, bro, come on. Out the blue like that? Nah, bro, that's insane.
It's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. But anyway, I digress.
Speaking of world champions, we got Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor at Money in the Bank. Who do you think is going to win this match, bro?
Seth Rollins got this in the bag, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Just because Finn, I'm sorry, they've proven to me they can hold you. Seth, there's no way impossible There's no way. There's just absolutely no way. I can't fathom you really dropping the belt to Money in the Bank, even though he doesn't have the best history at this Money in the Bank. Because if
Bro,
you
he
do recall,
literally just got the belt.
exactly. But do you remember when he just got the belt against Roman? He beat Roman at 2016 Money in the Bank, and Dean Ambrose cashed in on him. So he didn't have the best history at this pay per view. But I
Well,
feel
like that's why I also mean all that bad shit has already happened to him. That makes more sense for it to happen to Roman right now.
yeah. So I'm like, I feel like, for instance, they're gonna put on a great match, another added because I feel like WWE loves the chemistry that Seth and Finn provide, but at the same time, Finn hasn't proven that he can be that world champ, and that's why they haven't put the title on him in so long. That's why they keep him on ice, you know. But I feel like the end of this year to next year is when he'll finally get his real reign to be a world champ.
I agree with you, bro. Seth is definitely gonna win. He's not dropping this belt that quickly. I promise you that. But this is good for Finn Balor because let you lose right now and then you can win later. You know what I mean? And supposedly WWE has big plans for Finn Balor, so Finn Balor fans, don't get too down. There's a lot in store for Finn. I feel like at the end of the day, Finn Balor will outlast Seth Rollins in this company. So Finn Balor has a lot to look forward to. You know what I mean? Seth is eventually going to go do movies. He's already been through it all, held every belt you can name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Finn Balor really hasn't. And we haven't even seen peak Finn Balor yet. And the best of Finn Balor yet. And he's still, as you can see, fresh. Finn Balor looked like he's still in his early 30s. 20s, I should say. Like, or not early 20s, but late 20s, early 30s. You know what I mean? So
Prince Devitt.
you know what I mean? So with a dude like that, he's gonna be around for a long time, and he's a pure wrestler. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? He's a real wrestler head, so you don't have to worry about him wanting to go Hollywood on you or nothing like that.
He wants to wrestle.
Yes, and he wants to also help build new stars too. So
JD McDonough.
Yeah, like JD McDonough, my dog. So yeah, Finn Balor, a lot is in store for you, my guy. What you got next, dog?
I personally want to just stick to this Raw because this Raw is actually pretty interesting. You think the Judgment Day is gonna break up?
Yeah, bro, they're planting seeds. Every time I turn around, there's another seed being planted. Last week, when Damian Priest was going against Seth Rollins for the championship, and Finn Balor interrupted the match, Damian Priest looked at him like, bro, you know I will really slap the shit out of you. Like, you're interrupting my title match. You think I'm soft or something? Like, do I look like Dom? Like, Damian Priest was real life disrespected. And on top of that, I also noticed that the Judgment Day don't really be kicking it like that no more. Like, Finn Balor pretty much be walking around off by himself, doing whatever he do. And, you know, at the same time talking to other wrestlers like JD McDonough. And then I gotta mention Rhea Ripley and Dom. They just, you know, minding their own business. They really seem like they're more like on some Eddie and China shit because they're starting to hang out more and they're just going off harassing certain wrestlers. You know what I mean? And then like the only time the Judgment Day is actually together is when they're talking shit. And it's like for a brief moment and then they disperse again. You know, so I don't see them hanging out like they used to. It's not the same camaraderie as it used to be in the group. So I could see that group pretty much fading out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it plans out towards SummerSlam and to see the effect of whether Dominic gets a championship or does Damian Priest somehow build on a championship himself.
Dom getting a championship is going to be like the first championship the Miz got. It's going to be like, yo, why is this man holding a belt?
The United States Championship, that was hard times.
Yeah, because he made it seem like it was like the biggest belt in the company, though. That's what you do have to tip your hat off to, because he would hate how he is on the mid card and nobody talks about the United States title a lot. So he'll come out there and just, I am the United States champion. You gotta fuck with me. I'm awesome, nigga.
Like any nigga that gotta say he's awesome like that. Week. He's not awesome. But he did try.
Yeah, bro. The next topic I need to talk about is how there's still no number one contender for Roman Reigns. And apparently, Roman Reigns is supposed to make his 375th return to Friday Night SmackDown. Bro, it's so crazy how long this man be off of SmackDown, and they have to literally call it a return. Like he's been
he could
gone
be gone
for that
a
long.
week or 2 weeks. He'll just be like, it's a return. It's
Like,
so funny.
That shit is insane.
Because every time the tribal chief comes, it's a big deal.
I think that is just so hilarious, and it's just so out there. Like, why y'all doing all that extra shit for this man? Like, I don't feel like Roman really deserved this shit, bro. All this shit was handed to him, bro. It was all handed to him because it was the right time and it just made sense.
Vince loves him.
At the same time,
Vince loves him more than his son.
If this nigga didn't have leukemia, bro, let's keep it a stack. We keep it real on this show. It is what it is, right? Look, check this out. Hey, if they didn't know that he might have had a chance of dying, bro, like, they're not doing that. For 3 years, bro. And on top of that, he beat The Undertaker and all that other shit, and it already looked like it was staged.
Undertaker was just beat down, and the Roman was mad that he even had to do that match.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, bro. A lot of this shit was handed to him. Like,
he worked for it. Tribal Chief.
Nah, that nigga looked like The Rock with long hair. They said, bro, you will be champion for the longest time. I promise. We're going to do our best.
He's cool.
We're going to do our best to cap this shit out.
Hey, Roman came a long way, bro. He put in the work, the character development. Nigga stayed down to where he got towards that. I remember Roman having a work rate crazy. Every fucking SmackDown Raw, he there.
Nah, I guess I am being a little OD about it. But nah, Roman does deserve it to an extent. But when I really look at the big picture, which is over 3 years, bro.
You know what, bro? Can I tell you something? Why I don't look past it? Because it's this character that he has. This character,
all that damn cap for 3 years.
This character, bro, is a legendary character. That's what this is. This character is what Seth Rollins think. This nail polish, nigga, what this suits and all that shit, nigga. Roman don't got to do none of that, bro. He's in the he is in the history books forever. He is going to be talked about forever. All different styles of wrestlers are going to talk about Roman. How he helped dominate to want to achieve that.
I still think the bigger flex is having Google say that you're the best wrestler in the world.
That's still cool. That's a cool little flex. But you were even disappointed in the flex. You like, yeah.
I was only disappointed in that because of how Seth is acting.
He's displaying it.
It's displaying it. It's
I ain't gotta be disappointed in Roman ever. Roman has come along. All the disappointment have gone out the wayside. Now shit was suffering succotash. This nigga Roman ain't gonna do nothing not gonna say or do anything that's gonna really disgrace him. With the most he say smash, pause, and that's what young boy be saying, pause. So it's like, come on. Roman just, that's why he's Tribal Chief. I can't stand by the Tribal Chief. I know he gonna handle the business.
Who do you think should be number one contender for this belt?
Oh, honestly, they're keeping Bobby away from it, but he should be one of the people in it.
I just don't like how Bobby
AJ and him fight again. Great matches.
Yeah, I just don't like how Bobby hasn't been on television for a long time. So if he just came back out of the blue and then goes over on Roman, that's going to be unbelievable. I'm not going to believe that. And that's not the right way to give this belt up. It has to be somebody that's been wrestling consistently. It has to be a workhorse. Like, they can't just give that belt up. So, and honestly, I don't see anybody else that's been doing that right now besides Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet, who's actually wrestling week in and week out and winning. Like, everybody else in this Money in the Bank ladder match right now, like LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Pete Dunne, Damian Priest, they all got fluky win records. Like, they're all their win records are just like weird. They're up and down. They win some and they lose a lot if we keep it a stack. All of them. Santos, I can't tell you the last time he won a match. I just told you LA Knight went on that losing streak for a little while. Pete Dunne, when was the last time we seen him win a match?
To get into this.
Exactly, just to get into this. Like, before that, I can't tell you. And Damian Priest, we just seen him get stomped out by Seth Rollins, and we just seen him get done up by Bad Bunny. I can't give none of those men a world title right now, besides Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura, because they've been wrestling week in and week out and actually been getting the wins to back it up. And they have decorated backgrounds that make it believable for them to win that championship. I just don't want to see LA Knight get that shit out the blue, bro. He don't deserve it. Let's be 100. He has to get built up more. Santos Escobar, he don't deserve it. Nigga just came out the blue and barely wins matches. I feel like LA Knight deserves
it because he's being a former, he's being a Hall of Famer. He beat Rey Mysterio.
Bro, no disrespect to Rey Mysterio. I love him. But a lot of people beat Rey Mysterio, bro. I'm keeping it a stat. Number one.
You know who never beat Rey?
And can you please also tell the rest of the story to our fans? Don't be sitting over here trying. This is the blind trying to lead the blind.
I'm a trusted voice.
He also failed to let y'all know that Dominic Mysterio helped him in that match.
I'm a trusted voice. You know who else?
Yeah, they mentioned Dom helping him to win that match.
Yes,
bro.
He sure did.
Exactly. Other than that, bro, Rey Mysterio had him on the ropes that entire match, bro.
You know who else? You know who else never beat Rey? Because you talking about a lot of people beat Rey. Eddie never beat Rey.
Exactly. That's okay.
But you know who did? Hey, that's why he's gonna win this Money in the Bank. Whatever. He rewriting the history books, man. We ain't gonna speak on it too much, man. You already said all your facts and all why you prove it right.
No, but that was just the crazy ass logic though. And it's even crazier how you trying to race by it now that you just said that. So I'm supposed to believe this man is supposed to win a Money in the Bank because he beat an aged Rey Mysterio.
Oh, no, he's aged. Okay.
This isn't even a prime Rey Mysterio. This isn't even Lucha Underground Rey Mysterio when he was buffed in a motherfucker and he was walking around that motherfucker like this.
He's within 7 years of age of Rey Mysterio, so it's not really that age, okay? So we're good.
It's not the same Rey Mysterio. Let's keep it a stack. When was the last time Rey Mysterio was a world champion in WWE?
Exactly. He chooses not to be. Because I said we can speed by. We cool. I'm fine with that. He chooses not to.
Come on now. I'm just keeping it a stack,
bro. He has stem cell research in his knees. Rey is not aged. If anything, he got more pep in his step than LA Knight.
LA Knight needs to win a mid-card title. He needs to focus on that. He needs to focus on Austin Theory. He needs to focus on that. Yeah.
Theory's beneath him.
I know we spoke about Seth Rollins a number of times already throughout this show, but we got to mention him one more time because Bron Breakker himself has called out Seth Rollins. And I understand why this is all happening. And I'm going to give you guys the whole backstory to it. And it's really NXT trying to become its own standalone brand, meaning they're trying to become a legit main roster. And this is something that I've been preaching on the show. And also what I've been trying to get you to understand why we see a lot of wrestlers go back to NXT. It's to build that credit up. And it's also to build the credit of those wrestlers there. Because a lot of those wrestlers currently in NXT right now, they're coming from other places. They've been wrestling for a long time. You know what I mean? So you can't keep calling it a developmental brand. They're already well developed. That's why we like them so much. Look at Adam Cole, for example. Samoa Joe, Ricochet. They came from other companies and they're already well established. You know what I mean? That's why they were world champions like that. You know, Wade Barrett even. Barrett Knuckle champion. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, they're already well established, so you can't keep calling it that. And I'm really excited that the NXT brand is transitioning like this because that means they're also about to have better wrestling and better storytelling. And that also means that they're going to actually be able to compete with AEW like they want to. Because right now, AEW is definitely shitting on NXT because of the stature it's still holding as a developmental brand.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And the presentation.
Exactly, and the presentation. And it just kind of still looks like it. It looks like a developmental brand. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't give me that ECW kind of vibe. It doesn't feel like its own standalone just yet. You know what I mean? So that's why Seth Rollins is going to go back there and he's going to defend his belt against Bron Breakker. And he's going to make it known that this belt can possibly be on NXT one day. So I like that. What do you think about Seth Rollins going to NXT and facing Bron Breakker?
Man, I feel like it just established Bron Breakker's heel role. And I feel like because he's a legible threat, that's why he is calling out Seth. So it's like kind of semester, but off the credibility alone, Seth is not going to lose to Bron Breakker,
Oh
especially in
yeah,
NXT.
no, but it's
So
good for the company,
it's good for the company. So I'm interested to see how these styles clash.
and that also sets up Bron Breakker. If he goes to Raw, he's already lost to Seth Rollins. He's got to beat him the next go around. Hopefully, right?
Definitely.
Hopefully, it's not a Matt Riddle situation where you just lose 3 times in a row and you get dissed. You know what I mean?
Stepped on Matt.
He's definitely got to beat Seth 1 out of the 3.
He stepped on Matt. I will never forget that.
Yeah, he did Matt bogus. Up next, I want to talk about MJF cooking the fuck out of Adam Cole. That shit had me rolling. He did exactly what you said, bro. He built him up just to tear him all down. And it really didn't help that Adam Cole came out there in that Mr. Rogers sweater, really looking like an old man. Like he looked like an old dirty art teacher. You know what I mean? And he was super bow-legged too. I was like, damn, bro, you just look like just poor representation right now.
Beard.
Had gray in your beard. I was like, this is not the Adam Cole from NXT, baby. This is not him. I'm like, bro, Adam, what are you doing, bro? Where did you get that? Where'd you get that little sweater? What the fuck? I was like, damn, bro, you just literally set it up too good for MJF to burn you down. And I think when they finally have their match, MJF is going to go over on Adam Cole, and it's just going to build MJF up even more because when you look at it in its entirety, MJF has been champion for about 120 days now or so. And he's only defended his belt twice, and that being against Daniel Bryanson and the Four Pillars. So you could say he's defended it against a lot of people, but it's only been 2 matches. And he beat Jon Moxley for it, but you wouldn't really count that as a title defense because he just won it then. But that was a title match.
He defended it actually against 3. He defended against Ricky Starks, and he beat Ricky Starks.
He did. I got to throw in. I got to mention Ricky, but that's 3 title defenses in 120 days. I don't think it's just going to be cut short right now, and especially Adam Cole just coming out the blue and having a win over Chris Jericho. I don't think that's going to be enough to get him over MJF. No. And especially he beat a Chris Jericho that has to use magic tricks in this stage of his career.
He's a wizard.
So I'm just like, nah. I mean, he had a great match, but I'm just like, he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. And if you really want to build that belt up, the next person that holds that belt has to come from that company and has to be a workhorse, somebody that deserves it, somebody that you can depend on to show up, somebody that you can depend on to have good matches and be able to preserve their bodies in the right fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like someone who could wrestle in and out every week. You got to be obviously the exact opposite of MJF. But as of right now, he's stepping on shit. No one can't talk to that nigga, man. He doing everything right. He just really established himself as a real AEW star. And it's just like,
I wouldn't mind seeing Jon Moxley get it again, bro. I feel like really just everything that Jon Moxley has been doing with the Blackpool Combat Club and all the wins, all the matches, all the blood he spilled, like it's kind of crazy that he hasn't been mentioned for a #1 contenders match yet. Because it's like, bro, when you go through what he go through, most of the time that's what they give you, like off the rip, without you even having to say something, like, you know what I mean? So I'm surprised that he hasn't mentioned anything about going for any belts or anything as of recently. Like he's just been on a full path of whooping ass. Like, and I mean, I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, I like to see John as a champion
because he was already the champion 3 times already. So he's like, I'm gonna let everyone rock right now. I'm not gonna hog it up as a former WWE guy. Let me let this shit build.
Yeah. I guess maybe not win it again, but I would like to see him compete for it or just be in the conversation.
Who do you think is going to take the title from MJF?
Shit, bro. I feel like Ricky Starks is going to get that get back. I don't really see anybody better, or more deserving.
Yeah, definitely.
He has great matches. He can talk on the mic. I don't know. I just trust him. He reminded me of like a light skinned, well, I should say a more light skinned Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely explosive in the ring. Has that it factor on the microphone. I'm interesting that you say that, but I don't know if it would be Ricky Starks or maybe I'm trying to think of someone that's AEW. I just have a feeling like he could drop it to CM Punk or
I
maybe
wouldn't mind seeing him drop it in a one-on-one match to Sammy Guevara.
yeah.
Because like I always harp back to what Sammy did with the TNT championship,
Yeah.
bro, some of the most impressive wrestling I've ever seen in that company by itself. Like that was one of my first favorite wrestlers when I started watching the show. You know what I mean? So I see Sammy Guevara as someone that would also be just as deserving as Ricky Starks.
Definitely, I can agree with you on that. Something else I want to bring. We're gonna jump back to WWE. How do you feel about Cody's matches, and he's especially about him going up with Dominic as potential Money in the Bank match?
Spoiler alert. Dominic Mysterio is definitely about to beat Cody Rhodes. It's written all over the wall, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And the real question is, what part of the match is Brock Lesnar going to come out? Is he going to come out at the end or is he going to come out in the middle?
That's the real
If he
question.
come out in the middle, Cody is definitely going to lose. But I already see Cody losing off the simple fact that Rhea's going to be there. And she going to do her thing to make Cody lose. And I really hope that Cody's wife doesn't get involved. Stay at home, Brandy. You done black bitch. That ruined your whole career. The moment you let those words fall out your mouth, I never wanted to see you on television again. Okay, so hopefully she don't get involved. But yeah, me personally, I think Brock Lesnar is gonna come out at the end and he gonna tear the club up, and that's gonna spark their match at SummerSlam. What do you think, bro?
I think you're exactly right, or at least on the right trail. What do you think the situation or stipulation is going to be for that match? I've heard dog collar, but it's been too brutal for WWE. Also heard bull rope match because that's match is synonymous with the Rhodes family.
I don't know. I don't want to see no match like that. I want to see a match that really allowed them to tear the club up. And what? How is that a pause?
Sometimes they refer to the club as a vagina. Man, I shot the club up.
What the fuck? I ain't never heard somebody name a coochie a club. That is not a club. That sounds crazy. Coochie club. This is, yeah, yeah. You want some of this club, boy? What? Yeah, baby, come put that club on my face. What? No. Stop it, bro. You just some shit, bro. You just gotta let it slide, bro. You gotta let it slide. Let me think about my match, nigga. You over here on you ain't never heard a nigga say, I can't wait, go eat a bitch club. That sound like me. That sound like a whole dick. That sound, now that's pause, cause what the fuck? Alright,
oh my god.
I would like to see a Falls Count Anywhere match.
That'd be crazy. He'd get his ass beat all around the arena.
Yeah, I want to see them use the entire arena, really tear the club up. I want to see Cody put through all the announce tables. And I was just on the last show talking about how Cody's been getting off easy. I hope this time Brock really lock in on him and really make him a WWE wrestler, like for real, because he's been talking about it. He fit the mode and all that. But this is what I mean by Cody not really deserving it yet, because he hasn't been put through these trials and tribulations just yet. We still know him as Stardust and disrespecting your dad and all that other weird shit. We know you for that. WWE fans, we don't watch other shit. That's why we don't know too much about Ring of Honor and all the other shit. I'm just keeping it a stat. Yeah, because you're a pure wrestling fan. I respect you for it. Me, I'm a pure WWE fan. I don't know too much about that. And when I go and find out, I see wrestlers I like, I lock in a little bit. But other than that, I'm on WWE shit, bro. And from my last records of Cody Rhodes on WWE, you was disrespecting your dad and you was doing weird shit. Okay? So I'm happy that you left the company and got right with God and started winning and shit. But you're back over here now in the big leagues. And you got to go against some legible competition before they put that main company belt on you, bro. You can't just come from another company and think that you about to take the belt off of Roman Reigns like that and everything is sweet. You're going to ride off, finish the story, and la, la, la. Are you drunk? Are you on drugs? What the? No. It's not going down like that. So, yeah, this is great. And that's also why I was saying, bro, like, I need Brock Lesnar to really do him up. Make him a star. Because if you're taking it easy on him and letting Cody get through these matches with just passing out to the Kimura lock and everything is great, you're not really losing or taking no real embarrassment like the greats did, like John Cena, Rock, Kurt, all of them, Eddie, you name them, had to actually go through. It's like, bro, like, no, you don't deserve it yet. You don't deserve it yet until you've really gone through something.
Get a life, kid.
You got to, exactly. Get a life, kid. You got to go through something first, bro. Like, come on now. This is sports entertainment. All right? This isn't just fairy tale land. It's got to make sense. You know what I mean? So, for all you WWE fans out there that was talking shit about, oh, Cody need to just be champion. What else he got to do? Beat Brock Lesnar 2 times in a row, and then beat another world champion. And then I will believe you beating Roman Reigns for that belt. I definitely will believe you beating Seth Rollins for that World Heavyweight Championship. I'll believe that. I'll believe that.
Beat Seth 3 times.
3 times. So, hey, all right, cool.
It's cool.
That's for sure. But Roman, nah, bro, you got to go through some shit before you just take it off of him. Because Roman has gone through some shit. Roman has done a lot around these niggas, bro. 3 years. 3 years. You think that you about to come out the woodwork and fuck up 3 years of work?
No, unless he say so.
Look, like my favorite TV stars say, stay off the weed. Shit. And now for some light news to end the show. Seth Rollins, I know we done talked about him quite a bit on this show already, but him and Matt Riddle this past week have been seen with no nail polish on. And me as a fan of both of them, I'm hyped to see that because that's masculine. No nail polish, just coming out here, beating niggas up and wrestling and standing on shit. Standing on who you are as a person and showing people that you ain't a joke. That's masculine to me. Not coming out here on some fairy shit with your nails painted, doing zesty shit, saying questionable shit. Like I don't need all of that, man. Like that's not what I watch wrestling for. That's not what all the other greats be on. And anybody that thinks that is normal for a grown man to do, like, I'm sorry, like, you're crazy because no. Like, imagine Roman Reigns coming out with a full set of nails. Y'all would be like, what the fuck is he on? Imagine if John Cena came out with all red nails and shit. Y'all would be like, is John gay? What the fuck is John on? What the fuck? So y'all would be looking at that shit like that's not normal. So let's stop trying to make it seem like it's normal. Because no, that shit is not normal and that's not masculine. When you find a wrestler that relates to you and then you see them start doing shit like that, you just kind of get disappointed and you just like, I would never do something like that and I never thought you would do something like that. Like, come on, how did you even think to do something like that?
Where'd it come from?
Where'd it come from? You wasn't on that. Matt, when you was in NXT, you wasn't doing none of that shit, bro. And nobody took you for a joke. I felt like if you didn't do that and you didn't talk about getting high and all that other shit and riding scooters, you definitely probably would have went over on Roman Reigns and ended this shit a long time ago. Because, bro, your moveset is just too crazy to not go over on Roman. Like,
he should have been a world champion already.
He should. That's my whole point, bro. So Matt Riddle, you really fucked yourself up and you don't really see it. And a lot of people will look at us like, oh, they're homophobic and all that. No, I have gay cousins and all type of shit. I got gay friends. We cool. They know there's a line. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at someone masculine and then you demasculate them, you can't expect us to be sitting here and acting like everything is sweet and okay, like it's normal. No, that's not normal. That's not what we want to see.
That'll never be the champ, like that, like the real champ. That's why low key Seth Rollins will always be like the secondary champ because he does actions like that. Like they always demote him to do certain shit. Like that's why he doesn't have the main belt because it's like too much pressure on him.
I also put out another fact? Seth Rollins is the second world champ in WWE history to have his nails painted while having a belt. The first to ever do that was Jeff Hardy. And these are completely two different style wrestlers. Jeff Hardy did that in the early 2000s on his white boy shit. Everybody knew he was straight. It was just cut clear that was just the white boy shit. That was the times. You know what I mean?
He's on grunge shit.
That was just the times for the white dudes back then. Like, but Seth Rollins, he's bringing the zesty feel to it and all type of shit.
He ain't never dressed or acted like this 3 years ago.
Exactly. That's why this shit is throwing us all the way off. Like, yo.
You're like, Seth, why are
you wilding like this?
You're getting desperate just to have like this is and then it's so crazy because I watch people try to explain this gimmick that he has and like shit like I'm like, this nigga don't got no gimmick. This nigga wear extravagant clothing and laugh at random shit and just point out shit that he's done in the past.
He literally act like Aquaman. I don't know the dude's name, but
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, the dude that he's in the new Fast X. Yeah. That's literally how he acts in that movie. He acts just like Seth. And I wonder if they was all like, act like him.
Because he got hair and he blonde. I don't know, but I just don't, like, he tries to be maniacal. Like, they be saying Joker comparisons. I'm like, I don't really see Joker comparisons. Like, I get
he's like a gay Joker. Like
the visionary thing.
But he's not, because he got a wife. But like if he wasn't married to Becky, oh, his sexuality would be all up in the air.
And I'm like, bro, this is nigga, he scared me. When I seen him rip his pants on his first
bro, he came out in a whole blouse and tight ass pants. Ripped him on national television. Whole ass out. You could see it from the front. Not his ass, but like the tear. Pause.
It's just all bad for Seth. I'm like, Seth, you never used to act like this. When you had your prominent WWE Championship reign, the first one you ever had, you never were coming like this. Now, pause. But now you over here doing things that are just like, just wrestle. Just be a wrestling machine, bro. Can we see you just up the moveset, not the dress? I don't give a fuck what you wear. Like, you don't really have, I feel like, he's saying like it's good fits. I'm like, no, it's not. This shit is just random shit he puts on.
Yeah, I don't really necessarily care about what he wears, but if you had to ask me, like, if my judgment actually mattered, I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous for him to be wearing. And if I was a champion or someone that's on national television as a grown-ass man who has a daughter, I would not want to be depicted like that, like, at all, at all. You don't see The Rock coming out there like that. He got a daughter.
Stone Cold.
Most
Hulk Hogan did it with a ripped up black hair.
Imagine Cody Rhodes coming out with a set of nails. Y'all, everything gonna be sweet, right?
Cody ain't doing that shit. Cody's like, nigga, I had a dad.
Shit. I'm just saying, bro. Everybody trying to make it seem like that shit is normal and then try to shame you when you don't like it or prefer it.
Yeah, that's why.
That's not right.
That's why Cody had such a problem with the Stardust shit because he really didn't want to do it, but he was so driven to the wrestling shit. He was like,
hell yeah, they have my boy wearing lipstick and shit. He ain't never did that.
He was like, nah, I can't do this. This is not me. I don't know how my brother did this. That's how I knew Cody's different. He's on some whole nother shit. He's like, yeah, I will never do that shit again. So that's why I will bring it up to show the growth in the character. Because he's like, Cody's smart. He's like, I can't not acknowledge my growth as a person and a wrestler if I don't bring up the fact they tried to put me in this mold. So you guys going to acknowledge the fact you tried to write me as Stardust. Show that you guys can never write me as this shit now. Nigga, I got my own tour bus. I'm on the side of that shit. On the road, private tour, locker room. I beat Seth 3 times. Seth has put himself in a category where he's kind of like backed himself in the corner. Like, he got to have an immaculate title reign. That's why he got to keep defending this shit because he's, what did we say last time? You look if you look crazy, but you're winning all the time, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
nobody cares. That's why he can come out here in all these suits and all these blouses and shit, and nobody bat an eye.
Yeah.
They're just like, he's a world champion now. It's lit.
Yeah. The moment,
but let him start losing and coming out here looking like that.
Looking crazy. He's gonna be like, damn, he losing and he doing all that. So I guess it don't matter. I guess Vince got tired of that shit, because you already know Seth don't necessarily fit his mold. He's not like the biggest dude.
And I already know Vince is a man's man.
Yeah,
because he likes the buff dudes, pause, and like as wrestlers, like for Hogan, his taste of wrestlers,
Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and Roman Reigns, and they're all
The Rock. They all ended up bulking up, like, you know what I mean? Ric Flair, like they all got to bulk
put
up
on a cereal box and be like, he look like a fake superhero. And Seth Rollins does not necessarily do that. The only time he has any type of superhero in him is when he's wearing a wardrobe that's kind of depicted as like a favorite Marvel character or something like that. But I don't know. I'm hoping I
like that Messiah role that he was doing, bro. He came out in the nice suits. He was dissing people. He was telling the locker room to fall in line. He was the leader. Like he called an entire meeting for the entire Raw locker room and was telling everybody to do their damn jobs. He was calling them all out. Charlotte, you name them. Charlotte, what the hell you been on? How come you ain't been? When was the last time you won a match? Charlotte got mad and walked off. And then Steph is dissing everybody else. And they all just walking off. But, like, that was, like, the perfect role for Seth. You know what I mean? I don't know how he went from that to this. He went from those great masculine men's suits to blouses? How did that happen like that so quickly? Like, and it's like I always say, it's bad enough that his wife is called the man. Like, yo, this ain't crazy to y'all? Tap in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Am I on to something? Like, am I crazy? Like, am I being real? Come on. What's the deal? It is what it is, man. I can only keep it a stack on this show. That's why we're doing it, so that way y'all know what's up, man. With that being said, that's going to end our news report. We appreciate everybody rocking with us and smoking with us. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Share this shit with the world, y'all.
And turn on your post notifications so you know every time we drop a track. And make sure you guys go tap in on our new website, the PCF Shop, at pcfshop.myshopify.com. We got something for everybody on there. I guarantee you. Peace.